Hi, everybody. Welcome back. It is game number 3 of the day. It is the 4th of the Classic. Daytona State in Northeast Mississippi. About to do battle. Robert Williamson set to bring in the coverage. And it may take us a moment or two to get all formalities out of the way. That is because the rosters provided in the program were not right. So I am resorting to a roster provided online. And from a logistical standpoint, that might take me a little bit to get things as they should be. Let's see. For Daytona State, Catalina Rocco on the floor to begin this one. Mia Little is out there, as well as Kyaja Stewart. Bria Aurorio Gilchrist and Destiny Gordon. All part of the starting 5 for Daytona State. Meanwhile, on the other side of the floor, it is Anna Green, Andrea Houston, Jakiria Hawkins, Kelsey Federick, and Mania Kirksey. A little bit short on the 3 try from, I believe that was Hawkins who may be on the floor. And it is Hawkins. So once I transfer all that info over to another sheet, maybe things will flow per the norm as we get the 3rd game of the day underway here on the campus of South Georgia Tech. Dropped in from long range by Green. And Northeast Mississippi makes it a 1-point ball game, and they've got the ball back. Tigers taking it to the other end of the floor. Green again trying to drop into, this time fouled, and will head to the strike. So Green to the line, averaging 6 points a game, a 77% free throw shooter. Off the glass for Gilchrist. Knotted up at 6 in the longer time. as Houston drops it in for two. And of course, in some parts of the world, that would be pronounced Houston. So I'm not sure if it was Houston or Houston in northeast Mississippi. Gordon coming off the floor for Daytona State. And checking into the game is Nella Klapkova. Three-pointer good from Hawkins. Come out another three. This one just a little bit strong from Hawkins. Giving down the floor to Rocco, stuck into the corner. And a three miss from Gilchrist and a miss up close from Klapkova. Knocking down the three ball is Rocco. Follow good by Kelsey Federick. From just outside of the paint, Hawkins with a miss. Down to Klapkova. And a little bit too strong into the corner. And that, I think, has gotten us to the media timeout. Unless, of course, that timeout at the 8-something mark was used as the media timeout. And apparently it was. We're not taking a break. And the first end ball inside 5. Into the ball game is Caitlin Levy. Goes into the corner, and that is Green. Misfiring on the 3 try. And it'll go out of bounds. Off of another new face, Christina Fulton, who is checked into the game. Fan down low and an easy 2. Well, I'm waiting for that ponytail to swoosh to one side so I can tell you who made the shot. And it swooshed to the opposite side to let me know It is Culberth who made the bucket. Tipped back onto the floor, but back into the hands of the Falcons. And Stewart watches it tip away by Hawkins. So the Falcons will be in possession. 3:23 to go here in the opening stanza with a game to go. And that is Eastern Florida and South Georgia Tech coming up. Man, it seems like we just started the day. But we're already a little better than halfway through. The sidelines go Stewart. Little to put it in play from the baseline. Stolen away by Northeast Mississippi Tigers with it. Up the end of the side of the backboard. Kamaya Griffin into the ball game for Northeast, and she'll drop it off the window. Jumper from the elbow, counted. That is Desiree Gordon. Shot no good from Taisha James. It'll go out of bounds. Last got Klapova. And it'll be Falcon basketball. They'll bring it in from the baseline on the opposite end of the floor. Put in play by Culberth. Also in the game is Brooks. Brooks tossing to the other side of the floor. Loose ball. A lot of turnovers in the opening stanza. Off the glass, no good. Tipped out of bounds. And it'll be Daytona State basketball. A little too strong with the Rocco three. Putback is there, though, for Gordon. And we are knotted up at 15 each. Nice drive from one end of the floor to the other for Rocco. Turns it into a 2-point game. You know, it was the game that preceded that we thought would result in a lot of points with two teams that averaged about 160 combined. They wound up with a far less than 160. As a matter of fact, combined for 110. This might be the one where you've got all the points scored. And yes, I am still working on getting names from an iPad to a pad, a handwritten one. Rebounded by Stewart and brought it back to the glass, took a shot to the head, grabs the noggin, goes to the strike. And Rocco will shoot. Walk on the trip down. And it'll be Daytona State basketball. And that'll do it for the stanza. We have wrapped up one. And after one, it's a 4-point Daytona State lead.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. There's that. The protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State.
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Second quarter action gets underway. Rocco taking it to the glass and banks it off the window. And Daytona State, which had dropped behind by about 7 early, now takes a 6-point lead. Green taking it to the glass. Put back effort by Federick is knocked away. And it'll be brought in from the sidelines, far from us, near to the scorer's table. Halftime, Dr. John Watford again, our guest. Houston with a miss. Down to Klapkova. Outside of the arc, 3 en route. That was Gordon trying to bank it and couldn't. And there was a whistle and foul. Foul committed by Aurelio Gilchrist. That is Hawkins shooting. Just a little bit strong with the three-point try from Gilchrist. Little taking into the Daytona Stadium to the floor, brings it coast to coast. Banked it off the glass, got two. Putting up the three ball, Houston. Rebounded by Gilchrist. Cover with a miss, goes back, puts it up, puts it in. And the rather substantial lead swapped hands from Northeast Mississippi to Daytona State. Trying to get the pass down low to Kirksey. Federic coming out of the game. And officially checking in is, would it be Levy, L-E-A-V-Y? If it rhymes, you know, like with heavy, it would be Levy. I'm skipping a bump as Griffin will go to the strike. But now the official going to say no foul committed. Griffin simply lost it out of bounds. It'll be Falcon basketball, bringing it down the floor as Little. Gilchrist not afraid to put up the threes, just a little bit short. And that will go out of bounds. Last getting the fingertips of Hawkins. A little scoop effort by Stewart. So Stewart fouled. 6:24 to play in quarter number 2. And you got to walk. Hawkins with a travel. And a reminder that we need more subscribers to our YouTube channel. Trying to get to 5,500. I would like by the end of the day. We'll take by the end of the tournament. And yeah, once we hit 55, we're looking for more. Excellent ball movement down low, and Daytona State finishing off with a Colbert 2. Give goes to Levy. I'm going to call her Levy until told otherwise. Until Mama walks up in the stands and says, hey, boy. That is Levy, not Levy. Little fadeaway jumper. Will not drop for Stewart. But another opportunity. And the three no good for Little. Put back is good. And Daytona State not far away from doubling up on Northeast Mississippi. Off on the three from Levy. And that will travel into the corner and out of bounds. And it has got us to the media timeout. 4:44 left to play in the first half. And you talk about a turnaround. Northeast with the early lead. Daytona State with the current one. All right, maybe I now have all names transposed from iPad to notepad. Took me a quarter and a half. Well, it's because I went a different route to begin with, and that route was not the appropriate one. Wasn't logistically sound. So maybe the current path will have me now focused on game. As it is put in play to Houston. Works it around to the right side. Give goes to Griffin. Out of the corner comes Kirksey. Back over to Levy. Green with it, top side, running out of time, and there goes the buzzer. Indicates 30 seconds has expired. From the charity stripe, the miss by Culber. And a baseline move, trying to coax it over the rim, not able to get it to fall. Houston. And Little's got it going the other way again. You've got a Daytona State squad now poised to double up and has. It's a 2-for-1 right now. For every one Northeast Mississippi point, there's been 2 for Daytona State. And the Falcons with a 17-point lead. Houston dropping it in from 6 feet out. Off the rim. Hard toss over to Colbert that is tipped out of bounds by Levy. Stewart coming into the game. Out goes Gordon. And that is Little leaving the game. And I believe it is Klepkova who has come back in. Got a foul called on Stewart. And it'll be Northeast Mississippi basketball. Was it in Northeast Mississippi that won the a Triple C? Used to be the MAC-JC, the Mississippi Athletic Conference. Now it's the MA Triple C, but Northeast Mississippi won the conference in football. And then, if my feeble memory serves me correct, took on Iowa Western. And lost Iowa Western. Iowa Western losing to Hutch in the national championship game. Missed by Kirksey, put back is there. Stewart able to rebound or miss. Gives to Rocco. Rocco with a miss. And Green just muscled it away. May have taken a shot to the eye in the process. Gives over to Houston. Fires from outside of the paint. Griffin trying to reach over the baseline and bring it back in, but couldn't. And you got a timeout asked for by Daytona State. 1:41 to play, half number one. Falcons with a 13-point advantage.
Georgia Technical College, where we make it happen.
Whether your dream is to become a welder, a nurse, a restaurant owner, electrician, or aircraft mechanic, South Georgia Technical College can help you make it happen. SGTC has over 200 associate degree, diploma, and technical certificate of credit programs of study available. Visit our website at southgatech.edu for more information or to apply, or call 800-928-0283.
So what are you waiting for? Let's make it happen.
Back to the action in a 36-23 contest. As it is fed down low, then outside of the arc into the corner. Klepkova with a dwindling shot clock. Apparently got rim and got a new 20. Giving Rocco an opportunity for the three. It is missed. Rebounded and put back by Griffin. And Northeast Mississippi trying to close the gap before heading into the locker room at halftime. Klepkova splashing in the three. Houston, ball briefly on him, gives over to Frederick, back into the game. Into the paint to Griffin. Griffin off the rim and window and is grabbed by Brooks. Out front with it is Rocco. Rocco with the drive, the 1-and-1. Rocco and Levy battling down the opposite end of the floor. Griffin lays it up, lays it in before the buzzer sounds to end the half. So a 17-point lead not long ago turns into a 12-point one at the half. It is halftime. Daytona State in Northeast Mississippi. Next to the last game of the day, Dr. John Watford, president of South Georgia Tech, coming up.
Of Alabama Online, where legends log in. A tradition of excellence. Choose from over 100 affordable degree and certificate programs that fit your budget and schedule. Earn the same degree as you would on campus, with the same affordable tuition rate for every state. UA Online. Advance your career and change your life. Get started today at online.ua.edu.
It is good to have with us at halftime Dr. John Watford, president of South Georgia Tech. Doctor, how are you?
I'm doing great, Robert. How are you doing today?
I am doing good as well. Thank you so much for the opportunity to talk. I know we do this about once a year, so it's become a routine.
That's great. I always enjoy talking to you, and it's always fun to talk about great things at South Georgia Tech and, of course, our great men's and women's athletic programs in our Jets and Lady Jets.
Let me ask you this before we even get started on questions about South Georgia Tech, and I've been asking this of various individuals. It just feels like to me there is kind of a renewed or growing interest in junior college athletics. And that might be exclusive to this year. Does that seem to be true at events that you attend?
I really feel it too. People are beginning to respect the value of coming to a 2-year school. We've even had some of the recruits' family where the students were being recruited by 4-year D1 schools, and because their families were involved in athletics and at the college level and on even into the professional level, they wanted their young person to come to a JUCO school because if you go from straight out of high school into that D1 school, unless you are a superstar, and I mean a really big superstar, you're not going to get much play time. And a lot of things could happen during that redshirt year or the freshman year or even the sophomore year. But when you come to a JUCO school and you are that superstar in high school, your playing time is going to be a lot more increased. And of course, more play time you get, the better you get, the more experience. So from that side of it, I have seen an especially renewed interest in 2-year opportunities.
And let me say, too, to the fan, I say this often as well. If you don't go to a junior college athletic event, there's a good chance you are missing somebody that is going to be playing at the professional level at some point. And South Georgia Tech, a perfect example of that with Jay Crowder. Jay Crowder played his ball there, and, man, he hit the big time and played in the NBA for a number of years. Heck, he may still be. I don't know.
I believe he is.
But so you're missing out if you don't go check out a JUCO event.
Well, and, we have great players. And I say we, at South Georgia Tech we do, but in all of these colleges that we compete with, it's fascinating to see the level of talent that comes out on the courts. And a lot of our locals have realized that. I know you've seen it when you're at the games and you see the fans that are out there. And it's not just people that are directly connected with South Georgia Tech, even though a lot of them are, and we love to have those. But there's a lot that just love the sport and love athletics and come out just to see the talent, not only here at South Georgia Tech, but from the other colleges as well.
All right, let's talk about sports in South Georgia Tech. On the ladies' side, you've got a coach who is now in his second year, and your AD as well, and off to a great start. So you got to be pleased with that hire.
I am so pleased with Jason Carpenter has hit the ground running. He already had some great coaching experience. The athletic director, administrative side of it was a little new to him, but he's very mature. He's very intuitive and very smart. So all those things translate to a great administrator. So he's doing a great job on both sides. But I love the way he connects with the students, the players. He communicates so well with our faculty and staff. Because a coach has to do those things. And then I've seen him with recruits and their families. And, that's a critical part of coaching is being able to relate and understand what those recruits are thinking, what their family members are thinking when they're coming to look at our college in hopes that their student might come. So he's got all those boxes checked. And I'm looking forward to a continued great season with Jason at the helm.
And on the other side of the court, on the men's side, Chris has been there in South Georgia Tech, I think 12 or 13 years as a whole. Not that long as a head coach,
right?
But definitely he is part of the reason there's kind of a family atmosphere at South Georgia Tech.
He really is. Chris brings so much to the table. He has that very even keel demeanor. Yes, just like any good coach, he's gonna when it's time to get your back hair up, he'll get his back hair up. But it's not a every 5-minute thing with Chris. He's going to do it when it's necessary. And he's fun to watch coach. Some coaches are very laid back, and I would say Chris is a little laid back too, but I enjoy watching him coach because I see a lot of leadership and I see a lot of respect from the students toward Chris and Ray Johnson, his assistant coach. And of course, we've got a great assistant coach in Olivia Melvin on the ladies' side. So I'm really proud of this whole coaching staff that we have and the opportunities that they're bringing for these students.
And always when we converse, I'm thinking about the athletic side because that's what we're involved with. But obviously, a much larger side of South Georgia Tech is the academic side. So the last time we talked, I know there were new things coming. What about this year, a year later? Is there still more on the horizon?
There is. We're real excited that we have just at the end of 2024, we've just received approval from the Georgia Board of Nursing to begin accepting students for our LPN to RN bridge program. That's for students who are already, I say students, people who are in the community already practicing as a licensed practical nurse can come back. And in one more year, they can get their RN and sit for their RN license. That's big for South Georgia Tech to be able to offer that. And it's big for our athletes because there's a lot of biology courses and courses that are readily transferable to D1 schools, which all of our athletes aspire to do that, to transfer on to a D1 school. And those courses transfer a lot better, especially if they're wanting to go into the medical side of sports science. And so I know a lot of them are taking some of those biology classes that we've just recently started offering because of the RN program. So that's big for everyone.
I imagine that process is very extensive. So we won't ask you to take us through the entire process, but length of time, is that something that you give birth to idea-wise years in advance? How long does it take that to come to fruition?
It has been years. We got serious about it. Probably about 15 months ago. The application process was at least a year long. The application is almost like a college a doctoral dissertation that you submit to the Georgia Board of Nursing because you've got to have your plan, not just plan in place, but you've already should already have committed some resources and finances to the program before they will approve the program. So there's a lot into it. We've already hired the 3 nursing staff that we had to hire in addition to that biology instructor. So yes, there's a lot of preparation that goes into that.
I picture you as a goal-oriented kind of guy, and that when one goal is achieved, you've already thought about the next one, what you want to pursue next. So what does John Wadford want to pursue next?
We have a lot of opportunities for students at South Georgia Tech, and our goal is to continue to increase those opportunities without minimizing what we already do. Our mission is workforce education. And we have just signed a new partnership with AGCO. We've talked before about our partnerships with Caterpillar and John Deere. Well, AGCO is seller of Fendt and Massey Ferguson tractors. And so that covers 2 more bases with diesel tractors and a partnership where they'll be supplying training for our instructors and our students, as well as equipment supplies. So we've just signed that agreement. We'll be moving forward with putting that in place during the year 2025. We're also very excited about the opportunity to continue to work with Georgia Southwestern State University. They have a new president over there, Dr. Michelle Johnston, and she's coming to us from coastal Georgia. And she is on fire for partnerships with both South Georgia Tech and with our Sumter County school system. And we've already had several meetings and are working toward that end. So that's going to open up some articulation agreements for students to be able to continue their education after they leave South Georgia Tech, if they once they get employed, or even if they choose not to go straight into the workforce and want to go straight into that bachelor degree opportunity, that will be available to them. So all those things are on the drawing boards and in the process of implementation now, and we're really excited about that.
One thing I see when I drive past junior college campuses, all over the country, is a lot of construction. So we've talked about academics, athletics. What about the physical aesthetics there on campus? I mean, is there things that you would like to see built or constructed over the course of the next 5 to 10 years?
Yes, sir. We definitely want to see our dorms expanded. We call them dorms. I know that's kind of an antiquated terminology, but our college has been around a while. But our residence halls, we have 250 beds in our residence halls. And even when right now our enrollment's up, and we actually had to turn away students that were on a waiting list to go into the residence halls. And from a president standpoint, you never want to turn students away. We want everyone. But we just didn't have a place for them. And so we try to put them in online classes and things like that, but they really wanted to live on campus. So we want to expand that opportunity for our students. And we're also expanding the gym. That project is already on the ground. You'll see some construction in the gym even as we speak. At the front part of the gym, it won't affect the game other than where the facilities might be used in the concessions area. But we're going to continue to expand that out and add classrooms and an exercise room for our general student body, but add classrooms for our rec and leisure management program that is part of our academic offerings down here in the gym.
I got to bring it full circle and go back to athletics. Do you foresee at some point additional sports there at South Georgia Tech?
I never want to rule out anything. Whatever we do, we want to be great at it. We never want to just have something just to say, yeah, we've got that program. But we also want it to be able to sustain its own cost. We don't use state dollars. We don't use taxpayer money to finance our JETS program. We use local dollars and Booster Club monies, and we're very grateful to our Booster Club and our Booster Club members for that. But we're able to balance those with those budgets. If we ever were to add, we would probably start, because we have tennis courts. We may have a tennis team. We may add track, maybe even a softball team, because we have a softball field. But all those would be on the 5-year strategic plan, let me say, rather than the next year or two strategic plan.
Dr. John Watford, president of South Georgia Tech, it is always a pleasure to talk to you, and obviously an honor to be able to stream Jets basketball. Thanks for being our halftime guest.
Thank you, Robert. I really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Half number 2. Northeast Mississippi able to narrow the gap a bit. It was a 17-point lead with about, a minute 30, 2 minutes to go in the half. And trim that to a 12-point game going into the locker room at halftime. And guess what? Rocco lights it up with a 3. And it'll go out of bounds off of Hawkins. So the Falcons will get the basketball right back. You saw some of the team stats. Giving you some of the individual numbers in the first half. The top scorer for the Falcons with 8 was Stewart. Top rebounder was Gordon with 6. Most time on the floor belonged to Gordon, 14 minutes and 51 seconds. Nobody really in any serious foul trouble on either side of the hardwood. Most fouls in the first half, Stewart with 2 for Daytona State. Otherwise, everybody 1 or less. For Northeast Mississippi, a couple of 8-point scores in the first half, Griffin and Houston. Top rebounder was Fenrick with 7. Most time on the floor, Hawkins 16-11 in the first half. Laid up and in by Gilchrist. Points off turnovers. 9 for Daytona State and 5 for Northeast Mississippi. Bench scoring, Falcons with 11, Tigers with 8. Biggest first half lead was 17. That was Daytona State when they led at 34-17. 2 lead changes and 2 ties in that first half. And if you're looking at longest runs, as you got to push, that's Houston. Northeast Mississippi had a 9-0 run. And the most productive Daytona State run in the first half was a 23-2 run. So there you got some of the first half stats. Gilchrist already got a 3, tries for another in half number 2. And that will go out of bounds. Put in play to Griffin. Off the window for 2 for Kirksey. Off iron, rebounded by Kirksey. Give it over to Houston. And Houston pulls up near the elbow. Off the rim a couple of times. The putback is there. Griffin for 2. Weaving her way through traffic and throwing it away is Little. On the other end of the floor, the lay in by Griffin. And all of a sudden, it is a 9-point game. Given over to Stewart, sends it into the paint, stolen away. And Northeast Mississippi battling back. Well, there's a steal by the Falcons. And apparently got Stewart last. Hawkins in the neighborhood, but got Stewart, and that's got the concern of Daytona State up. As what was once 17 is now a mere 9.
Georgia Georgia Technical College, where we make it happen.
Whether your dream is to become a welder, a nurse, a restaurant owner, electrician, or aircraft mechanic, South Georgia Technical College can help you make it happen. SGTC has over 200 associate degree, diploma, and technical certificate of credit programs of study available. Visit our website at southgatech.edu for more information or to apply, or call 800-928-0283.
So what are you waiting for? Let's make it happen.
He's checking on the NFL scores. You know, I've gotten discombobulated, I guess, with the holidays and the Saturday start. For some reason, I've been thinking today was a Saturday, and decided at halftime to check out and see if there were any Saturday NFL games, because I knew there were like, what, 2, maybe 3? Then I saw all these games and was like, oh, wait a minute. It is Sunday. So that's what I'm theorizing. He was just checking out NFL scores, maybe some of the college football scores. Got a couple of NFL games going on now, and then I guess you got a Sunday night game. I haven't checked. Griffin with a miss, long range. I would think so. Hope so. It'll give me something to watch at the hotel. Checked out BYU in Colorado last night. And yes, a little Army Louisiana Tech. Back to a double-digit lead. Houston with a miss. Rebounded by Stewart. Gives it to Little. Little sets it on the hip for a bit. Then puts it on the floor. Little strong with a toss to Stewart. Had her open down low, but just went a little hard with the toss. And it'll be put in from near the corner. Houston to bring it down the floor. In the paint, Frederick with a miss. That is Little kicking it into the corner. Gilchrist off on the 3 try, rebounded by Green. Goes to Houston. Houston a hop and a shot. Knocks it down for 2. Little with a big shot, rebounded by Frederick. And Frederick working on a double-digit rebounding night. Had 7 in the first half and has at least 2 in half number 2. And that should have us to the media timeout. We're there. Media break number 3 in the game, with 4:54 to play in the third. Just about all Wayne Jones County. Diving catch it, shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Craps got it. Long throw over, and he got it. Little hair eating and dancing. 48-39 ball game. Daytona State I think those are some ladies from, I'm not sure what team they are representing. I don't think it is Eastern Florida, and I know it's not South Georgia Tech. So maybe some folks here just checking out basketball today against an opponent who they will play maybe tomorrow or the next day. Still got 2 days left in the Classic. That is Fulton with it out front. Give goes to Green. Down low and drops it in. The broadcast crew from Northeast Mississippi here. I'm kind of liking this because there are multiple cameras and fans on the other side who are trying to avoid becoming a camera shot here in the complex. Not sure who's pointing the camera at, but that could work to my benefit. The big jumbotrons here. Got the relatively new horn. You know, that sounds like those big arena horns. A lot of improvements made here over the course of the last 4 or 5 years. Many under James Frey, the previous AD, and now many under Jason Carpenter, the current AD. That'll go out of bounds into the stand. And I think the former AD, his team playing basketball as we speak, New Mexico State. Got a foul down low on the Fenwick toss. And that has got Griffin going to the stripe shooting. Griffin getting her first. Griffin averaging 12 points a game. Second leading scorer on the squad. And a 69% free throw average. A lane violation. Off the glass. Nice Gordon move for two. And there was a travel on the baseline. And that is Griffin with a wall. It'll be Falcon basketball 3 minutes and 16 seconds away from quarter number 4. Off on the 3 try from Brooks. And over to Houston. Houston putting it on the floor. That is a long 2, not a 3. Missed by Levy. Back out front, it goes to Little. Rocco sticking it into the corner. Dumping it down low. Brooks briefly to Gordon. And then it's Klapkova with a miss. Tipped back onto the floor, but into the hands of Green. And Now a battle to get it back, and while you talk about a battle, Green and Little both like, I'm going to take it. And the other was like, no, you're not. And a timeout on the floor. It is asked for by Northeast Mississippi in an 8-point ball game. Doing a little dancing earlier to a little Stevie Wonder. Is there any better music than the 70s? Okay, maybe the early 80s. I concede that. I have a feeling there's a handful. Okay, more than a handful. Heap of folks that would disagree. But give me the 70s. You know, 75 to 85, that decade maybe. Excellent ball movement down the floor, put in by Northeast Levy. Loose ball on the floor. Northeast Mississippi's got it, nearly taken away. Well, you talk about something that would be big. Missed, though, the three. And there was a push on the floor, apparently by a Falcon. Got a brand new game, by the way, with still a quarter to go in a 6-point ball game. That is a brand new contest. Davis coming into the game for the Tigers. Houston fades, fires. It's a 4-point game. Little with it, backs it out. Brings it into the paint, feeds into the corner. 3-pointer, just a tad short for Brooks. Little to Klapkova. Brooks with it back. Little. She'll shoot the three. Off the rim and gathered in by Kirksey, and she walked with it. In play to Klapkova. Works away to the hoop, and she was hooked. Pleading for a jump ball was Kirksey, but apparently she instead hooked Klapkova. And Klapkova going to the stripe. Klapkova with 5 first-half points. And there is a jump ball. The possession arrow will keep us on this end of the floor. It'll be Daytona State in possession. And apparently there's a little perspiration on the floor. That was a little mop job, and apparently took care of the perspiration, the moisture. I've mentioned it before. I have stepped into a little moisture on this very floor. It is not kind to a human being and to a body that's not designed to bend the ways moisture on the floor can make it bend. Jump ball on this end of the floor. And we'll keep it here for Northeast Mississippi with the possession arrow pointing their way. Hawkins to put it in play. Back into the corner to Hawkins. Gives to Davis. Davis with an air ball on the three. Falcon basketball with 7 seconds remaining in the quarter. And I don't know that Little knows there's that little time. Just kind of started a slow trek down. And as a result, doesn't get a decent look. And Northeast Mississippi is drawn to within 4 heading into the fourth.
Georgia Technical College, where we make it happen.
Whether your dream is to become a welder, a nurse, a restaurant owner, electrician, or aircraft mechanic, South Georgia Technical College can help you make it happen. SGTC has over 200 associate degree, diploma, and technical certificate of credit programs of study available. Visit our website at southgatech.edu for more information or to apply, or call 800-928-0283.
So what are you waiting for? Let's make it happen.
Well, a little bit of a bounce there, and a little bit of a dance move. To the Bee Gees, another 70s song, the 70s group. David Finley's the guy that picks the music. Job well done, David. We're going to try to have David, by the way, on at halftime. One of these days, either tomorrow or, Tuesday? Fourth quarter action underway. And every game thus far, not only today, every game of the Classic, we are now about to wrap up our third one of the day, have just been exceptional games. As Stewart drops it in for 2. And even this game that looked like it might get out of hand early with a 17-point Daytona State lead, well, here we are back to a 2-possession game in the fourth. Griffin lost it, and up with it is Little. Little working into the top of the key, picks up the dribble, goes over to Gilchrist. Giving to Stewart, and Stewart walk. Got a little bit of a head move. And just a tad of a step prior to putting the ball on the floor. It's the traveling charge 9 times out of 10. Contact on the floor. That'll be charged to Stewart. So it is put in play to Fulton. And you got to travel. That is a walk by Hawkins. Northeast Mississippi out of the MACCC is a conference that is just renowned with athletic championships. I mean, you're talking about teams in Mississippi that have won national championships in baseball, softball, football, basketball. Of course, Daytona State from Florida. You know, you got to say is Florida. They're out of Region 8. You got the Panhandle Conference, which, of course, may be the most dominant conference in the country, arguably. Tipped out of bounds by Gilchrist. Drive to the glass, foul committed. Fulton will go to the stripe, and the other number 12, Brooks, committing the personal. By the way, there in the background is Coach M.J. Baker, head coach at Eastern Florida, getting ready for the matchup next between her Titans. Another group of Titans. We've got the St. Petersburg Titans. We've got the Eastern Florida Titans. And the homestanding South Georgia Tech Lady Jets. That'll be a rematch of a game won by just a handful of points by Eastern Florida the first time they met down in Florida. So we'll see how that series fares here in Georgia. Off the rim, put back no good. Looking for another opportunity and a putback is Fennery. And there is a foul. And it'll be charged to Gordon. And Gordon will come out of the ball game. Klepkova back in. That is a Fulton miss. The perimeter 2. Back out front, it goes to Little. 7 to play in the game. 8-point Daytona State lead, trying to go back to double digits. Gilchrist with a rebound. Jumper from Brooks. And another opportunity from this Daytona State squad that dominated the first half in rebounds, 32-23. That'll go out of bounds. And it'll stay Falcon basketball. From the elbow, Gilchrist with a miss. Rebounded by Klepkova. Man, they have racked up some rebounds this possession. And it turns into points as Brooks gets 2. Back to a double-digit Falcon lead. Well, multiple opportunities on this end of the floor, turning into Levy points. Over to Klapkova. Trying to send it into the corner, intercepted by Houston. And on the other end, Griffin for two. Well, the Falcons know by now that the Tigers aren't going anywhere. They're going to hang right there until the very end. Tigers just waiting for that opportunity to hop on a lead. Klapkova missing from the stripe. Green with a rebound. And there is a blocking foul on the baseline. Put in play to Houston. Well, I think Larry was thinking a foul was coming. There was none. There is now, but there wasn't there. And that's got us to the media timeout. 4:53 to play. Next to the last game of the day. Still don't know who's going to take this one home. Falcons currently by 6. Well, there's the guy responsible for the music, David Finley. Kudos to that gentleman. Does a great job at providing music and creating the atmosphere here. And there's also the Dean of Academics here at South Georgia Tech. So he's got a bunch of caps he wears. And always got a little dry sense of humor to throw into the lineup or into an introduction. Great job, Finley. Thank you very much. Full court pressure from Northeast Mississippi. Hoping to turn the ball over. Missed by Rocco on the long range shot. Gilchrist going the other way. Feeds into the corner. Back it goes to Rocco, and Rocco with a drive. Rebounded and put back by Gordon. Well, tomorrow our basketball, I believe, starts the same time, 1 o'clock. But with a lighter schedule, a 3-game slate versus your 4 games today. And then on New Year's Eve, we'll start a little earlier. Got a 12 o'clock start. So you can get home and do what you got to do before the start of the brand new year, which is here midweek. Stewart coming into the game. Out of the contest goes Brooks. And it is Gordon who will go to the stripe and shoot. Well, I haven't mentioned much in this broadcast. Need to, that we would love to have you as a subscriber to our YouTube channel. I don't know if I mentioned it at all. But when you subscribe, you get access to not only games, but interviews, shows, and more. Rebounded by Gilchrist, but apparently she created the separation with a little shove to the backside of Griffin. And while you're at it, if you'll follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads, we won't complain about that either. And I don't know if I have told you, but I did other games. Trying to get to 5,500 subscribers by the end of the Classic. And I think we're at 45 away. And why 55? Oh, well, it's just the next stop along the way. You can't stop creating goals, right? You do, then what's the point? Gotta have something to aspire to. So yeah, our aspirations are beyond 5,500, but that's the current one. So all of that just to say, click on the subscribe button if you don't mind. Kicked out to Rocco. And that is Gilchrist with a miss. To the other end of the floor, and goes Levy. Lost it in the paint. Little picks it up and goes the other way. Daytona State trying to pick up win number, I think it is 4 on the year. Yep. Looking for that 4th victory. Northeast Mississippi still in pursuit of win number 8. Klepkova drawing the foul with a tick left on the shot clock. And Klepkova will go to the line. Northeast Mississippi making some personnel changes. First shot good from Klepkova. Kirksey back into the game for Northeast. Klepkova going 1 for 2, wrapped up by Kirksey. Easy 2 on the feed to Federick. Still time and still within range for Northeast Mississippi. Little giving it to Stewart. Off the rim, that puts 20 back on, gives an opportunity for a little bit, missed the shot. Kirksey with the rebound, kicks it over to Houston. And Rocco will commit the foul. And Houston going to the stripe. What a great tournament, by the way, bringing in some of the best teams in the country. And doing it between Christmas and New Year's, and doing it in a location where there's extra stuff too, little touristy things to do in the Americus area. Not very far from Plains, where Jimmy Carter was born, and as we learned today, as a matter of fact, I think it was either in this game or the last one, then he passed away over in Plains. So Americus and Plains is about to get a ton of visitors from all over the world. Stewart shot blocked, but Griffin got a piece of Stewart. Kirksey and Fenrick obviously with some foul issues. Kind of doing that musical chairs routine. Back into the ball game. Again, a reminder that we wrap up coverage quickly. Got a lot to do to get ready for the final game of the day. Eastern Florida and South Georgia Tech. So as soon as this one wraps, that final buzzer sounds, then we close out the coverage. Just a heads up. Ball on the floor, Rocco tracks it down. And there's a timeout asked for by Daytona State. .102 to go. Northeast Mississippi down by 5. Just about all Wayne Jones County. Diving catch at shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Craps got it. Long throw over, and he got it. Across the way here in Americus. With a minute to go in the contest. Watching their basketball on the last Sunday in the U. Northeast Mississippi thinking they had the steal. Fulton thought it went out of bounds off Brooks. But the official says no. Executed to perfection. If you're Daytona State, you want that thing rattling in with a second remaining on the shot clock, and it did. Stewart picking up the foul, and she may have just fouled out of the game. Well, she went off the floor thinking she had, and she apparently did. So Stewart out. .34 seconds remaining. Big free throws. Much needed for Hawkins. Trying to turn it into a 5-point, 2-possession game. Couple of big free throws. Turns it into a 5-point game. With just about a half minute to go.
Georgia Technical College, where we make it happen.
Whether your dream is to become a welder, a nurse, a restaurant owner, electrician, or aircraft mechanic, South Georgia Technical College can help you make it happen. SGTC has over 200 associate degree, diploma, and technical certificate of credit programs of study available. Visit our website at southgatech.edu for more information or to apply, or call 800-928-0283.
So what are you waiting for? Let's make it happen.
There is Coach Baker, head coach of Eastern Florida. Lady Titans about to take on South Georgia Tech in the nightcap. And she's got her team back into the top 25, kind of commonplace for Eastern Florida under the Baker reign. Big game coming up. South Georgia Tech would love to exact some revenge. But this one not over. 5-point game. Falcons with possession. Tigers will try to get a steal on the inbounds. I would assume they will foul then and do. If they don't get the steal, and they didn't, so they do commit the foul and put Little at the line. Little's a 60% free throw shooter. This is a 64% free throw shooting team. Chance to stretch it out to a 3-possession lead. Can't do it. Still 2 possessions, 6 points. Drive to the glass for 2. I think we're going to be doing this quite a bit for the last 21 seconds of this one. Well, here we go again. Back to the center of the floor. This time it is Kapilova at the strike. Now check that. That is Brooks again. One of 2 goes Brooks. The lead is 6. Desperate need of a couple of threes for the Tigers, but instead they'll take the 2. Like the bucket, but they needed the 3 mixed in. And not going to get it. And it's going to be your ball game, 64-60. Final score, Daytona State picking up their 4th win of the year. And losing for the 5th time this season is Northeast Mississippi. Well, they'll start rearranging the scoreboard. Yep, there it went to Goose Eggs, so they're getting ready on the other side for the final game. We'll do the same and close out the coverage. Thanks for watching. It is Eastern Florida and South Georgia Tech coming up. This one, a Daytona State win, 64-60.